For us all and a milestone in the evolution of our relationship. The enlargement process gives strong encouragement to political and economic reforms and reinforces peace, democracy and stability in Europe and brings people closer together. The decision to open accession negotiation on the basis of the enhanced enlargement methodology endorsed by the members of the European Council in March 2020 is both an important step in North Macedonia relations with the EU and a clear demonstration of the EU's unequivocal support for the European perspective of the Western Balkans, expressed in the Thessaloniki Agenda as well as in the Sofia, Zagreb and Brdo declarations and confirmed by the European Council in June 2022. Your country is a part of European history, heritage and culture, and we look forward to further intensifying our already well-established ties. We welcome North Macedonia's determination to advance on the EU reform agenda and expect continued political commitment to carry out necessary reforms thoroughly and vigorously. North Macedonia, a candidate country since 2005, is a close partner of the European Union as a part of the stabilization and association process. Our stabilization and association agreement, the first in the region, is in force since 2004 and is the basis for all our extensive cooperation in a broad range of areas. North Macedonia continues to implement its obligation under the SAA. Our political and economic dialogue has been developing, notably within the SAA bodies. The benefits for both sides of our close relations are evident. The EU is your biggest trading partner with obvious benefits for business and foreign investment. For your citizens, travel to the EU has become easier since visa liberalisation entered into force in 2009. The EU has been providing financial and technical support under various financial instruments and will continue to do so, including under the instrument for pre-accession assistance. Moreover, North Macedonia participates in a number of EU programs, including Erasmus+, Creative Europe, the Programme for Competitiveness of Enterprises and Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises, and Europe for Citizens. North Macedonia is also an observer of the Agency for Fundamental Rights and a contracting party of the Energy Community Treaty and Transport Community Treaty. The strength of our relations, our unity and solidarity has once again been demonstrated during the COVID-19 crisis. The European Union stood by the North Macedonia and by our other Western Balkan partners. This support and cooperation went far beyond what any other partner has provided to the region, with about 66 million euros in grant aid and 106 million euros in macro-financial assistance for North Macedonia. The European Union also recognized the valuable support the Western Balkans has given during the pandemic to their immediate neighbours and towards the EU. This reflects the solidarity and the mutual support the EU is built on. Russia's unjustified and unprovoked military aggression against Ukraine is having a significant impact on the entire European continent. Western Balkans are expected to commit to European values as future EU member states. The EU and the Western Balkans have already joined forces in supporting Ukraine and combating Russia's disinformation campaign. We greatly welcome North Macedonia's full alignment with all EU common foreign and security policy decisions and declarations, and encourage North Macedonia to continue to fully align with the EU CFI common foreign and security policy. The Council, in its conclusion on 25 March 2020, which were endorsed by the members of the European Council on 26 March of 2020, welcome the North Macedonia has demonstrated its determination to advance the EU reform agenda and has delivered tangible and sustained results, fulfilling the conditions identified by the June 2018 Council for the opening of the accession negotiations. Our negotiations are based on Article 49 of the Treaty of the European Union and take account of all relevant Council conclusions, in particular those of March 2020, endorsing the enhanced enlargement methodology, the renewed consensus on enlargement agreed by the December 2006 European Council, and the conclusions of the 1993 European Council in Copenhagen. The Council remains firmly committed to taking the enlargement process forward on the basis of agreed principles and conclusions, which integrate the enhanced methodology so the accession process is more predictable, more credible, more dynamic and subject to stronger political steering. Based on objective criteria and rigorous positive and negative conditionality and reversibility. The EU continues to attach great importance to the coherent implementation of the renewed consensus on enlargement, which is based on consolidation of commitments, fair and rigorous conditionality. Better communication, combined with the EU's capacity in all its dimensions to integrate new members, with each country being assessed on its own merits. In line with the Council conclusions of 25 March 2020, endorsed by the members of the European Council on 26 March 2020, the Council approved a general negotiation framework, taking into account the aforementioned conclusion, as well as other relevant Council conclusions, the renewed consensus on enlargement and established practice. We will present you this negotiation framework on the basis of the general EU position during the next meeting of the Intergovernmental Conference, which we stand ready to hold without further delays nor additional political decision as soon as North Macedonia has implemented its commitment to complete the constitutional changes as referred to in the Council conclusions of 18 July 2020 in line with its internal procedures. We will also present to you what the EU acquis includes. In this perspective, the Council notes that the Commission has advanced its work to carry out a complete the process of analytical examination of the EU acquis and stands ready to present in due time its result to North Macedonia. On this basis, it invites the Commission to continue to assess the state of preparation of North Macedonia for opening negotiations in specific areas and identify the issues that will most likely come up in the negotiations, starting with the fundamental clusters, which, in accordance with negotiation framework, will be opened first once North Macedonia has met the relevant criteria agreed by the Council. Regional cooperation and good neighbour relations remain essential elements of the enlargement process. North Macedonia should continue to constructively engage in conclusive regional cooperation and strengthen relations with neighbouring countries. Today, we recall the importance of achieving tangible results and implementing, in good faith, bilateral agreements, including the PRESPA agreement with Greece and the Treaty on Good Neighbour Relations with Bulgaria. In this regard, we welcome the agreement on the protocol from the second meeting of the Joint Intergovernmental Commission established during Article 12 of this treaty. This important step will contribute to the good neighbour relations and regional cooperation, which remains essential elements of the enlargement process as well of stabilisation and association process. In the period up to accession, North Macedonia will be required to progressively align its policies towards third countries and its positions within international organisations with the policies and positions adopted by the Union and its member states. Let us also recall that parallel to the accession negotiation, the Union and North Macedonia will continue their civil society dialogue and cultural cooperation, with the aim of bringing people closer together and ensuring the support of citizens for the accession process. We expect North Macedonia to accurately and strategically communicate the benefits and obligations of the accession process to its public, including addressing disinformation in accordance with its pro-European strategic choice. It will remain up to Member States to decide whether conditions are right for the conclusion of the negotiations, bearing in mind developments in the EU acquis since the date of the opening of negotiations and North Macedonia's readiness for membership. The accession negotiation we start opening today will be rigorous and demanding. With determination and commitment, we are confident in your capacity to bringing it to a successful conclusion. We will support you in your efforts, and we look forward to welcoming you as a fully fledged member of the European Union. Prime Minister, before giving the floor to you, let me first invite High Representative Borrell to provide additional remarks, followed by Commissioner Varhelyi, who will speak on behalf of the European Commission. Joseph, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President. Today marks a major breakthrough that will be crucial for North Macedonia, for the Western Balkans, and for the European Union as a whole. I was President of the European Parliament in 2005 when the North Macedonian Prime Minister at that time, Vlada Bučkovski, received a positive opinion from the European Commission. It was in 2005, 17 years ago. Today we are finally starting a process. You have been working and waiting a lot for it. We live times of big geopolitical changes, tectonic changes. We are moving forward to strategic and historic decisions. Certainly we stand at the crossroad of the history, and we are, as I said, witnessing changes in our geostrategic environment, and you are part of it. I strongly believe that we can only advance together by fully integrating the Western Balkans in the European Union. It will not be completed without you. The European Union was created to overcome divisions and to heal the wounds of war in our continent. The enduring value of the European Union as a peace project among Europeans and a strong actor in the international arena is to create security among us and uphold security worldwide, starting by our continent and projecting our values more visibly than ever in the whole world. Today, North Macedonia is moving to the next stage on its path into the European Union. We are living a critical momentum, and this momentum has to be seized by North Macedonia to push ahead crucial reforms. And we will support you on that. The deep and comprehensive work of reaching European Union standards through the accession process will transform your society, and it has been transforming all societies of the states that became member. bring tangible benefits to your citizens, and on that long delayed journey, we will support, the European Union will support you in view of attempts by third powers to influence on you, building your resilience, and help you to address the consequences of Russia's aggression on Ukraine, which will be very visible on food and energy security. We are also working to strengthen your military and defence capacities, including through the European Peace Facility that such an important role is playing in that moment. We will stand firmly with you all the way. Allow me to focus on the common foreign and security policy, which I am in charge of developing. North Macedonia is already 100% aligned with this common foreign and security policy. And as I said at our meeting with all Western Balkan leaders in June here in Brussels, alignment with the European Union foreign policy and sanctions is not a technical exercise, and we do not take it for granted. It costs a lot, and it comes with a cost. This is not a simple transaction of interest, but a relationship based on shared principles, values, and goals. And your full alignment shows clearly the strategic direction that you have chosen. Allow me a few remarks on identity. We are living times of identity politics. Identity is a topic that has been discussed passionately over the past weeks, months, and years. On your path to the European Union, you will not lose your identity. None of us does it. We have a complex, a multi-layer identity. North Macedonia, with this identity, its own identity, its rich history and culture, has always been part of Europe. You do not need Council conclusions to know that. Your identity will remain, and it will be enriched by others' identities which are not alternative but complementary. The richness of the human being is to have several, all of them compatible. And that's what mainly we are feasting today. We need you. We need North Macedonia in order to complete our complex identity. We need each other because we are stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you, and now floor goes to Commissioner Varahave, please.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Prime Minister. Good morning to your illustrious delegation. Today is an important day, not only for North Macedonia, but also for the EU. We have been waiting for this moment for quite some time now. So let me congratulate you, Prime Minister, and your team for the very hard work that you have been doing over the last years. And I also want to thank the Czech presidency and also in particular the French presidency for the tireless efforts that led to this political IGC today. The vote in the Sobrania on Saturday was a decisive step and another token of your determination to move forward on your EU path, but also a testament to democratic decision-making in North Macedonia. Today's IGC is a well-deserved recognition of all the hard work and progress your country has made over the past years in advancing the EU reforms. North Macedonia continues to fulfill all the conditions. You kept up with the good work on internal reforms, you have reformed your democratic institutions, you have a vibrant civil society. Your efforts to strengthen the rule of law and the fight against corruption are very much commendable. And you are a successful model of diverse multi-ethnic society. You fully deserve, therefore, to move to the next step of the accession process. It is crucial that North Macedonia remains focused and fully committed to this process. Amending your constitution to advance fundamental rights further will automatically complete the opening phase of the negotiations by triggering another intergovernmental conference without any further delays or political decisions. Therefore, I count on North Macedonia to intensify its efforts to achieve full compliance with the membership criteria. We need to pay particular attention to the areas of the fundamentals, the reform of the judiciary, the fight against corruption and the fight against organized crime, the strengthening of democratic institutions, as well as the economic criteria. The negotiating framework which was adopted by the Council and which will be presented to you during the next meeting of the Intergovernmental Conference provides a sound basis and a wide-ranging set of tools for the accession negotiations. It incorporates the revised enlargement methodology, which puts an even stronger emphasis on these fundamental reforms. The Commission is ready to start immediately the screening process already this afternoon. And this is what we will do. And we are ready to support North Macedonia to prepare for assuming its obligations as a member state of the European Union. This will benefit from the robust preparatory work that we have already undertaken with your administration. It will allow us to identify all major issues to be addressed during the negotiations, as well as areas where preparations need to be intensified. I count on you to ensure an inclusive approach all along the process, working with stakeholders, the parliamentary opposition, the local authorities, as well as with the civil society. It will also be crucial to communicate regularly to the wider public the benefits and opportunities the accession process creates for all citizens, as well as on the EU support. The Commission will continue to accompany, support and advise North Macedonia in taking up the challenges of EU membership, including through financial assistance and expertise. The Commission's role is to ensure that the process abides by European principles and European standards. Our objective is to make sure that North Macedonia will be prepared when it joins. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, the floor is yours.
Благодарам, почитуван министер.
Thank you, Prime Minister Lipovski, High Representative Borrell, High Representative Commissioner Varhey, distinguished ministers and representatives of all 27 member states of the European Union. On behalf of the citizens and the government of the Republic of North Macedonia, it is my exceptional honor for having this opportunity to speak into my mother tongue, Macedonian language, on this well-deserved intergovernmental conference that opens the negotiations for full-fledged membership of North Macedonia into the European Union. This ICG enables North Macedonia to start the last phase of its long path towards EU membership. Today's day is a historic one. We have been waiting for it for a long time. After 17 years, we are taking the key step on the path towards achieving our generations-long dream, have been dreaming of. And not only citizens, but also political representatives, academic workers, entrepreneurs, media workers, thousands officials have been working on for many, many years. They have all given their share in our achievements. We devote this day to all of them. We thank them for the support, for their efforts, and we would like to commend them for this achievement. We have done a lot to achieve this strategic objective. We made bold, wise decisions in the interest of our children and the country. The clear vision and plan for the future, the commitment for prosperity of the country and of all citizens is the greatest act of patriotism for me. The road to Brussels was long. North Macedonia has formally applied for full-fledged membership in 2004 and gained its candidate status in 2005. The first recommendation for commencement of negotiations was issued by the EC in 2009, while the Council reaffirmed it in March 2020. This ICG practically operationalizes the decision made in March 2020 and opens the process for accession of North Macedonia and its citizens into the large European family in our shared home, the European Union. This was our decades-long strategic goal. The enlargement is one of the greatest successes of the Union. Europe strong is what the world needs. This would not be possible without Western Balkans. The Russian aggression over the independence, territorial integrity, and sovereignty of the Ukraine shows clearly that nothing is forever and that our force lies in unity. The enlargement policy in this moment directly contributes to sustaining peace and stability on the Western Balkan. North Macedonia, in all aspects, civilization, historic, cultural, belongs to the European family. We are a small, little Europe. We are multi-ethnic, multi-confessional democracy, and we are working actively to build a society for all. In practice, we live EU's motto, united in diversity, and we take pride in it. In the spirit of respecting the diversities through the Ohrid Framework Agreement and the additional constitutional amendments, North Macedonia has created an advanced model that provides equality in cultural and identity rights of the communities. North Macedonia is a country that respects its values. We have no open territorial disputes with our neighbors, and this is something that has been regulated in our constitution, and we have been advancing the regional cooperation. We work committedly on overcoming challenges and advancing relations with our neighbors through implementation of the Prespa Agreement with Greece and the Friendship Agreement with Bulgaria. We remain sincerely committed to their efficient implementation in goodwill and by contributing towards mutual understanding, respect, and trust. We expect the identical relation from our neighbors and partners. In that line, my country is completely ready to assume its obligations from the negotiation framework involving our human and institutional capacities. Distinguished colleagues, North Macedonia is a country of friendship and cohesion. We are here today in that spirit, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with our European partners. We share same values, and as of now, we will share the European future. European future with unconditional respect for the Macedonian people, for the identity and cultural specifics. I'm glad that on these issues and on the issues that are not directly related to Copenhagen criterion membership, we will not talk during the negotiations, as it was confirmed by the President of the European Commission in the Assembly of the Republic of North Macedonia. Before all our MPs and before our public, I am proud that the Macedonian language will be the language of negotiations, including the agreement for accession. We look forward to the day when the full-fledged membership of North Macedonia will make the Macedonian language one of the official languages of the European Union, equal to all the other 24 languages. We are fully ready to assume the legislation of the EU in our country and to build capacities for its application. At the moment, we have 45% aligned legislation, and the accession negotiations will be another motivation to advance this process of harmonization of the acquis, as well as the process of integration in the single market of the EU. At the same time, all relevant institutions in North Macedonia are fully ready to give their contribution to efficient and effective implementation of the screening process and to continue harmonizing our legal framework with EU standards. For years now, North Macedonia has been a reliable partner to the Union, both from aspect of the reforms and by giving contribution to tackling the challenges such as migrant crisis, COVID-19 pandemics, but also the Russian military aggression over Ukraine that we have condemned, and we have fully harmonized with the common foreign security policy. Motivated to give our better contribution, we will preside over the OSCE in 2023. This is another confirmation that we are naturally related is the fact that the European Union is our main trade partner. Our economy is structurally connected to the economy of the EU, not only in trade and exchange, but also with regard to foreign direct investments. In that line, EU's funds will propel our changes. Today we have visible effects in several areas and on several levels. We are in the heart of the Balkans. During the negotiations, the government of North Macedonia, as so far, will abide to the principles of transparency and inclusion of all stakeholders. With an extensive dialogue, the Assembly, the opposition, the president of the country, we will enable their proactive inclusion in the decision-making processes related to the accession process. We are aware that the duration of the negotiations will mainly depend on the implementation of the reforms, as well as the capacity of the EU to support and deepen its development by guaranteeing its capacity for integration of new members. In that regard, North Macedonia, through intensive work, plans to be fully ready to assume its obligations and to become a member of the EU by the next budget period of the EU. The one peace project that has stood the test of time is the European Union. This enabled the longest period of peace on our continent, although the history has shown many wars. In order for our continent to be united, we should stand together and united, because we are stronger together. We'll walk this path together, and I'm sure that very soon, together, we will be joyful for the full-fledged membership of North Macedonia into the European Union. Thank you.
Thank you, Prime Minister. In this slide, we can note that the opening of the negotiation on the accession of North Macedonia to the European Union has now started. I propose that the conference enter into its minutes the position of the parties to the conference. And now we are moving to the phase when we again turn the camera off. So please turn off the cameras. So this is then also